Everyone's ditched me. Spencer's ditched me. Gav's ditched me. Paul was meant to be on and he's ditched me. So, welcome back, everyone, and welcome to my channel this week.
Boo! Gav, you should never have left us two in charge of this tonight. I'm warning you.
I am warning. It's going to be a
hectic
nightmare.
We are also live on TikTok, aren't we?
We are also live on TikTok, actually, which is quite fun. Welcome, Paul. Thank you for joining me this
Kaylee.
week.
Always a pleasure to be the super sub.
You're not a super sub. You're, you're first on the bench.
Yeah,
first off,
on the bench, yeah. First off the bench, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a day, no?
I've experienced something I've never seen before today, but in fact, I've been involved in a job that I haven't been involved in for a long, long time. But you're the host. Okay,
so we moved into our new office today, guys. So that's very exciting. But yeah, that's why Spencer's not here. It's been eventful. It's been busy. It's been crazy. Yeah, that. I can't think of any more words to say.
We had a big. Well, put it this way: I turned up about 3:00 this afternoon, and it was about half an hour before Spencer managed to waddle over and say hello.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "Can you do me a favour, mate?"
Yeah.
I said, "What's that, Spencer? Anything for you?" He said, "Could you nip down to Wicks's and get me 10 20-kilo bags of sand and cement?" Right? And I went, "Are you for real?" He said, "Yeah." He said. I said, "Well, look, Spence, I'll do it, but I'm not carrying all that gear. I've got my clean shirt on. I'm going to get dirty."
Yeah, of course.
He said, "No," he said, I'll send someone with you." So out come this big, strapping, young, fit lad. I thought, that's Andy. He can pick it up. So I thought he's one of the workers. So we got in the car and we was halfway to Wicks's and I said to him, "So what do you do for Spencer then? What, you one of the builders?" He went, "No, I'm a watchmaker." So talk about, make the best of your talents and your friends. He's got his mate going down there free of charge as an Uber driver.
Yeah, he's got a watchmaker who deals with watches, picking up cement,
cement. Yeah,
it's been a day.
So I think there's some industrial injuries to those little hands.
Yeah, well, where there's a blame, there's a claim.
Exactly. I think we got a good show for you tonight, guys. I think we have.
Yeah, I mean, Gav had planned out a show.
Yeah,
but
have a look at it.
Let's just read it.
Gav, thanks for...
No, sorry. Not us. We're over it. We're throwing away the rule book today,
So what's first on the agenda, Kaylee?
Yeah, I don't know, just throw it away.
You just threw it. Right, should we have a quick look who's in the room, right?
Yes.
Josh Benson, Lawrence, how you doing, Lawrence? Neil, Webble, Des, The Ledge, Tim Jacks,
Josh
Martin
Benson,
McGuire,
how
Valencia,
are you doing?
What is 63, all the usual gang.
Let's
have a look. Kid Mambo, Keith, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to say a very special thank you to Keith, who sent me the Columbo bits and pieces.
Yes.
He knows I'm a big Columbo fan.
That's my fault. I'm so sorry. I forgot to give them to you, didn't I, the show?
You did.
It's been crazy, but
I got them today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Keith. And I also want to say, I hope he's watching, a very special hello to a gentleman called Steve.
Okay.
Who called me up the other night, Kaylee. I can't go through the conversation, but he was an old customer of mine.
Right.
And he called me up. I didn't remember him as an individual because obviously I had thousands of customers, but he told me I'd sold him a watch many years ago, and he rung me up to thank me for what I do on my channel.
Well, that's nice.
But more importantly, we had a long chat about himself, etc. Steve, if you're watching, mate, always there for you. Good luck. Thank you so much for your nice comments, and it makes me very proud when people like yourself get in contact and say the nice things you did. God bless you, mate, and be well.
Yeah, that's so nice. I think that's so, when people call 100%. You and they're just like, thank you. 100%. I think it shows what you're doing as well. Do you know what I mean? Kaylee, makes it all worth it in the end, right?
Honestly, do you know something? The way, what this guy told me the other night that will remain private between us, obviously, if I never had one nice comment again ever on YouTube,
it wouldn't matter.
It would be all worthwhile.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like I should ask, but I'm on a watch show. What watch are you wearing, Paul?
I am wearing fucking just Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore with a beautiful Bew Dark. Shall I put it on the? There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Can you see it?
Didn't even have to do anything.
Now I've got some bad news actually.
Oh, okay.
Some bad news on that because when where was I? I was in. Where did I go abroad last? I was in Miami, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And I decided to try and walk through a glass door.
Weird,
right?
but-
It was one of these doors that opens.
Were you drunk?
No. It was one of these big glass doors that when you walk towards it, it opens, right? But when you walk back out, it doesn't. You have to push it, right?
That's such a weird invention.
Yeah. So I thought like it had opened, or I didn't actually realise it was there, and I just walked straight into this glass, smashed my head and my watch. And
I would have paid good money to see that.
I didn't get it on camera, unfortunately.
That's
but
annoying.
It would have been good.
That's annoying.
It would have been
Kid
good.
Mambo, thank you. It is good to see the eyelashes back. It was touch and go.
Yeah.
But
One of them attacked me in the car. I had to fight it off.
Got to be careful. But we're back. We're back. Where's Gav? Gav's not here. He's really left us on our own.
Some foreign parts again.
Yeah, he's away.
Can we just, before we go any further, this week I had someone contact me, Kaylee.
Oh, God.
And they said, I've been watching you on YouTube, and Spencer, I am Spencer's long-lost twin brother.
All right.
And
because I know Spencer's brother.
Yeah, but this is his twin brother.
Weird, okay.
He's got a twin brother. Apparently, he was telling me that he was famous a long time ago. Now, some of you older guys, a lot of you younger guys won't recognise him, but this guy, Spencer's twin brother, was very famous back in the 60s and the 70s. Could we get him up, James?
Weird.
There he is, look. What do you reckon? That is Spencer's twin. Spence, there's your long-lost twin brother. But if you don't believe us, can we have the other picture up? There we go. Look. Can you see the similarity there? Look, and can anyone name the person in that picture? And what about the hairdo? Because Spencer had similar hair at one time. There you go.
Oh my God! What the hell?
Can anyone name the guy?
That is. Who is that? That is terrible. No, that's really freaking me out.
Let's see. There you go. Keith got it. Marty. I'm not old enough to appreciate it. Let's have a look. Evening all, Red Shovel, Matt H, Marty Feldman, Mike Lewis, Marty Feldman. There you go.
Who is that?
It is in fact Marty Spencer. Pardon me.
Who is it? Who is Marty Feldman?
He's an old 60s, 70s. I don't know what he was, a comedian or an actor or something or other. But Nicola, how you doing for CDS? Right, Kaylee, what we got on the agenda? Because I've got a couple of really, really good stories, and I have also, a couple of stories, and I also have an opinion on CPO this week, which I think the viewers are going to find very, very, very interesting, and I want to see what they think in the comments. So
I actually just wanted to say to everyone, because we have just moved into our new showroom.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are coming to buy or to sell, you will get a free gift. Could be a bar of chocolate, could be a mystery gift, could be some out. You won't know. But just to let you all know that the first, I think it's maybe, I'll say first 30. We'll go 30.
Can we have a bit of a clue? Though? I mean, because it could be, and it could be a bloody Cadbury's cream egg, couldn't it? What's the worst and the best they will receive?
Worst is a piece of coal.
Right.
Best is a watch winder.
Yeah, a watch winder. Yeah, a watch winder.
So, I mean, it could be that.
So the worst is a piece of coal.
Yeah.
And the best is a watch winder.
Yeah. So anyone that wants to come and see us in our new showroom.
So I would say if anyone does come down and you're offered a piece of coal, I would say complain and get upgraded from there.
You can also see Spencer, or you don't have to.
No, so it's probably better if they
It's
don't.
up to you. You see me, you don't have to.
Yeah, see, Janelle's back this week, I believe.
Maybe,
yeah. So that
we'll
means
see.
that I'm definitely on the subs bench when she's back.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm out completely. Mind you, she can't 20 kilos of cement around. So
no. So what you need it for some things, Paul. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
Do you want to hear one of my stories? I've got a couple of stories.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Tell
So
me.
first one is that this is not difficult to follow, but I'll try and get it right the first time.
Oh God, here we go.
So a very good dealer friend of mine sold a watch or did a part exchange, a gold Daytona for a gold Daytona.
Okay.
So it was almost a straight swap.
Yeah.
Different dials, guy wanted the dial, etc.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, it turned out that the watch that the guy had part X with the dealer, the private seller had given to the dealer, turned out to be stolen.
Okay.
Okay. So the insurance company and the police have been onto the guy that owns the watch, the dealer, saying we want the watch, and the dealer's actually been really good. He said, look, fair enough. If it's stolen, it was clear when I checked it, but if it's stolen, obviously, it's stolen, we'll hand it back. But here's the irony, here's the twist in the plot. The same police force have arrested the person that did the deal with the dealer.
Right.
And they have taken the other Daytona,
the one that the dealer sold
them as proceeds of crime.
Right.
Okay. So now we have a situation where Thames Valley Police have a watch that was technically stolen from the dealer.
Yeah.
Okay. The dealer has the watch that was given to him by the perpetrator. Thames Valley Police
obviously want
Thames Valley Police and the insurance company want that watch back, and Thames Valley Police are refusing to give the Daytona back to the dealer, saying that it's proceeds of crime. Now, the only crime that it's proceeds of is the poor dealer that lost the watch to the guy in the first place.
But also at this time, he's lost the watch.
Yeah.
Because they're not giving it back.
Yeah.
But he's now also got a stolen watch. So he's actually in limbo. So it's not really fair.
Absolutely,
what they're doing.
Yeah. So we're battling off with the police at the moment, trying
100%.
Trying to get a bit of sense out of it. But
I don't see why the police can't give it back, like to the dealer. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely,
I feel like
it's crazy.
You've already caught the perpetrator.
I've spoken to the insurance company on their behalf today, and I just said, look, at the end of the day, at the moment, there are two victims. That is yourselves, the insurance company, and the dealer. You're both out of pocket.
Yeah.
I said, but if the dealer gives you your watch and the police give the dealer back his watch,
then
there are no losers.
It's a win-win situation. Everyone gets what they need from everything.
But guess who wants to keep the watch? I wonder why. Thames Valley Police. Shout out to Thames Valley Plod.
Yeah.
Sort it out, lads.
Yeah, that ain't great. That's not good.
Weird, isn't it?
And also, it's a horrible situation for the dealer to be in, because now they're just like stuck in limbo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, Paul, got some questions for you.
Oh, go on, questions.
Just some like quick fire.
Yeah.
Quick fire, you ready?
Yeah. I caught a glimpse of this earlier on. I caught one question, but I don't know what the others are.
Okay.
Go on.
Rugby or football?
Football.
Wine or beer?
Beer. Favourite
film of all time?
Oh, there's many to choose from, but I'll say Jaws.
Interesting. Just Jaws the first?
But I think it was, I saw Jaws the first, I first saw it when I was, 14, and it's had a big impact with me.
Because you're terrified of sharks?
Yeah, and I just think it was, when you see a film of that magnitude, when you're
I was terrified of that film, by the way.
Yeah,
I watched it once and I was terrified. Obviously now I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, this is so fake. But I was terrified when I first watched it.
I'll tell you one film I have seen when I was about 15, and I've never watched it since, and I will never watch it again, The Exorcist.
I don't do horror films.
The first one. I'll never watch that film again.
I can't, like, it terrifies me.
There's something not right about that film. Go on.
Favourite singer or song?
Favourite singer?
Or song?
George Michael.
Nice. iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Marvel or DC?
No, not interested in that.
Okay.
That's for kids.
Interesting. Night in or night out?
Depends who you're with. If it's Spencer, definitely a night out.
Yeah. Blonde or brunette?
Blonde. My wife's blonde.
Favourite watch of all time?
The one that was stolen from me. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, one Pablo Montoya Special Limited Edition. Gone.
Oh, that was okay. I was going to say Audemars or Patek.
Audemars, yeah.
Casio or Seiko?
Casio.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Big Mac or quarter pounder with cheese?
Quarter pounder with cheese, governor.
Always. Best Bond?
Best what?
James Bond, I guess.
Brooke Bond.
James Bond?
Oh, James Bond. Who's he? That bloke that reckons he's a spy?
Yeah, him.
Nah, not into it.
Ooh. Superhero film or spy thriller?
Spy thriller.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, spy thriller.
I agree with them.
I don't do superheroes.
The only one I've watched is Marvel Avengers Coming Home. I think that's what it's called. Avengers Homecoming. Something.
Yeah.
But I don't really... I'm more into, like, crime.
Yeah, I like a bit of crime. Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't spoke about Submarine.
Oh no, we haven't.
We need to talk about Submarine.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
It's terrible. Yeah, but there is actually another. I did let a video go this morning that spoke about the James. Has there been any more interest this week in the James Cameron deep sea dwellers by any chance?
Interesting you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he done like on TV, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's been on the lot this week for obvious reasons. And
well, he's been in that Submersible thing.
Not that one, but
he's been but he's been down.
And I don't know why. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, Danny, and we both had our James Camerons on, and it just puts it back in your mind. You know, it's like not necessarily a conscious decision to pull it out of the safety deposit box and put it on, but seeing James Cameron on the telly a lot this week makes you appreciate the watch again. And I just wondered if there'd been any uplift in interest in that watch.
There has actually. So funny, I didn't even think about it until you just said. But yeah, he's been on, like you said, he's been on the TV a lot this week, obviously speaking about it. I mean, it's very sad.
Yeah.
We were all into it at work last week. I don't know, I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah. No, it's...
I think because there was a countdown. I know that sounds bad, but when there's like a countdown, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like we were all waiting for a certain time to know if they were going to find them. And obviously, unfortunately, they didn't. But everyone was talking about it. Yeah,
no, exactly. And I think that, you know, as I said, seeing James Cameron on TV so much last week, I do think that that's probably going to have an effect on the sales of the deep sea dweller, maybe other dive watches as well, but in particular the James Cameron.
Yeah.
And I did also notice there was talk, I think it was on GB News, there was someone talking about watches and how deep they go, and there was a comparison about the watch, the depth of a watch and the submarine, etc. You know, really, really interesting.
Yeah, it is. It was really, I mean, it's really interesting when I saw how far down the submersible actually goes.
Yeah.
Like they put it in the Eiffel Towers in there and everything like that. And I didn't realise actually how far they go down. It's
crazy.
Far.
Yeah, it's a long way. Yeah. Deeper than Spencer's pockets.
Well,
and that's deep.
Yeah, true that.
Have we got any interesting comments, James? This is going to be a bit hit and miss the show tonight, because when the cat's away, the mouse will play. And me and Kaylee are in charge tonight. I'm the new CEO of BQ Watches. Let's have a look. Pierce Daniel, they always pick a good Bond. Surprised he's not in the... Do you know who I think should be James Bond?
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, 100%.
Tom Hardy. Proper.
What a man.
He's a proper geezer.
Proper geezer.
And he's a
fit
man.
Geezer.
He's a proper fella. Tom, if you're watching, you know where to send the check.
And subscribe.
Right? But I should definitely think that you will be my favourite, and I think you should also wear a Zero West watch. How's that?
That's good. Like that. I like that. What other stories you got? Oh,
let's have a look. My local AD has started to have a few related sale in the window the past week. Callum.
Wow.
Very interesting. Well, actually, Kaylee, sorry, I don't want to keep rabbiting on.
No, you go. No, go. You go.
Yeah.
You go.
That brings me on to a subject that I wanted to talk about tonight with you, and also with the gang watching. CPO.
Yeah.
My question to you is this, and I'm being serious now, guys. You know I'm very much grey market bias, but I'm being absolutely straight when I say this. Is the CPO program potentially finished before it's even started? Really? What do you think of that? And what do you guys think? Because look, these are my thoughts. When the demand for watches was through the roof, absolutely crazy, and you could pretty much ask whatever you goddamn wanted for certain models and you were going to sell it.
Yeah, 100%.
There was an argument to say that there was potentially a place for CPO, that there were people out there that were going to be, let's just say, in my opinion, naive enough to go and spend all that money with CPO.
Yep.
But with the way the market has gone, almost, funnily enough, really, there's a correlation between when CPO started and when this,
100%.
Yeah. So the question now is, with prices back to, in many cases, back to list, some under list, we're almost back to where we were in many respects, like what I would class as normal. Where does CPO go from here? Because they surely cannot compete with the grey market if they're going to continue to ask the super high prices that they've been asking.
But that's the thing, because when they first started, the prices they were asking were ludicrous. I'm sorry, but I was like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And now, like you just said, there's things that are selling just a little bit above list or not even that much. So how they can't then ask for what they were asking. So I think I agree. I don't see how they can continue personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Mike Lewis says the CPO program is a big joke, Paul. You know what, Mike? I think they've actually missed the trick. I think they could have really done a job.
They could have, but they came in too late.
They got it wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
They came in too late.
And they came in thick and fast as well.
Exactly.
They came in thick, high prices, but it was, well, no one's, who's going to pay that?
They barged into the market like Tom Hardy in a pub, didn't they? Right, that's what they did. They come smashing through the doors. They did a Jason Statham, didn't they? Right?
They did.
They've come bursting through the doors,
thinking they're all that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
and it's not gonna happen. And I think that I'm a bit of a softie. I always see, when someone tries in business, I always like to see them succeed.
Yeah.
Even the CPOs. I mean,
it's business at the end.
Everyone's got to earn a living,
I
right?
agree.
And they employ people. I want those people to have jobs to support their families.
I agree.
But I tell you what, I think they're going to find it tough. Because they have got to drop their prices like a stone.
But then they're just going to be offering the same and listing them at the same as what we're listing at. So actually, they're no, unfortunately.
But then I think they become a problem to the grey market.
Yeah, they do.
If they can do that.
But they can't.
No, I don't think they can.
They can't.
Their overheads are too high.
Yeah, that's the problem. Callum's just said that it was a 36mm bimetal and diamond dial date just and a white gold Submariner. And I'll tell you what, the reason that's for sale is because
thank you.
The white gold Submariner unfortunately isn't. You can't. Yeah, and they saw me in the camera. I mean, unfortunately, the white gold Submariner is one that isn't really going much over list. Unfortunately,
crazy, is it? No.
That or the yellow gold. So that's probably why they're in the window.
Yeah,
right?
And I think that a lot of people now are getting calls for certain watches. But I think I saw the comment, but I didn't quite catch the name. Someone said the grey market has learned. Well, they have, because you guys have to learn.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have any choice.
No.
When you're in the pre-owned watch industry, if you don't move with the times and if you don't quickly act upon
100%.
Market changes, you get left behind very quickly.
Yeah.
And I see...
You have to keep up with the trends, right? You
absolutely,
have to. Otherwise, you're just going to fail.
You're yesterday's news.
Yeah, 100%.
You're fish and chip paper.
Yep.
Wrapping, so... But I think the CPO program might just be a little bit more staid, and they're going to go, no, we're going to stick with this.
And see what happens.
And see
the
what
CPO
happens.
are always going to have people that only want to ever buy from an AD.
Yeah.
They're the people that they're targeting, right? And the people that will only ever buy from an AD would never buy from us or any other grey market dealer, because unfortunately that they never would have anyway. So that's who the CPO are going towards, and that's who their target audience is, which is fine if that's what do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, if you keep going the way you're going,
I do get that, I do understand that there are people out there that would only want to go to an authorised dealer. I mean, look, one of the things that I get a lot of stick for, Kaylee, I get a lot of stick for being, the spokesperson for the pre-owned market, the grey market dealers, etc. Yep, I am to a degree, because a lot of them are friends. That's who I was brought up with. And I have a lot of friendship and trust and respect for those people. But having said that, I still understand why people would want to go to ADs and 100%. CPO. But our job, or my job at least, is to advise people about how much to pay, the right and the wrong watches to do. Mike's just saying there again, Paul picked up a GMT Master Bimetal. That's great. Picked up. I mean, you wouldn't have necessarily walked in and picked that up a few months ago.
100% you wouldn't.
So there definitely changes. And I think for the better. Mark Bowman says, why I think what Spencer has done is keeping himself ahead of the game. News store, watch community base. Absolutely moving with the times.
You have to. Like we said, you have to. You can't, unfortunately, it's the same as any trend. Fashion, hair, makeup, if you don't stay up with the trend, you'll just fall to the back, unfortunately.
Dirk says, I went into Omega on Bond Street and this guy was picking up a Speedy Ed White, stunning watch indeed.
That is a really lovely watch.
Yeah, it is. Dirk, I've been invited up to the Oxford Street Omega boutique.
Have you?
Yeah, at the end of the month, going to see their new releases.
That'll be cool.
I'm hoping there might be a new Ploprof.
Yeah, hopefully. You love that, don't
tickers.
You? Hi.
Ian says, this shirt's a bit lame for me. I'm saving me Larry one for Newcastle in.
Do BQ sell pocket watches? We don't at the moment, but if it comes into...
Kid Mambo, let me tell you something about that. That's a great question. I have been trying to talk Spencer into appreciating the beauty and the value and the horological genius of pocket watches for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm getting there with him.
You are.
For me, pocket watches are some of the most beautiful things that you can ever own. Unbelievable, full of history. Almost when you pick them up, you can almost feel the history.
Yes.
Love them.
They are. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. So what else have you got, Paul?
What else have I got? Well, I just want. Shall I do the same TikTok joke that I did before we went on live? We are actually in the presence tonight of a TikTok sensation. Kaylee's here as well.
Yeah, that's true. You're going viral at the minute. It's annoying me. So to Spencer the other day, he needs to come off it. It's annoying me now.
She said to me, I hate you. She said, you're getting more.
Yeah, it's annoying. Every time I go on my TikTok, Paul keeps coming off and I think, I can't block you because we're friends, but you're really annoying me.
And there's me liking your videos every time I see them.
No, that's...
There's me sitting home going, oh, there's Kaylee. Look. She's doing me head in, but I'll give her a heart anyway.
Oh, God.
I have got another story, actually quite a good one, a nice one, a very satisfactory one, actually. About 2 weeks ago, I had a couple, or a gentleman actually, contacted me. He and his wife had been targeted at their home by a scammer. They went along and viewed a steel and gold 116613 LN black dial steel and gold Submariner that he'd advertised on Facebook.
That's your first mistake, but people, not everyone is aware. They think these.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are successful transactions.
And there is, agree.
So anyway, they've gone along. They've done a deal. It took them about 2 days to conclude a deal, one way and another. I think these people have gone away doing some preparation work. Paid by bank transfer. Guy let the watch go. Box, papers, full set, everything gone. Less than 24 hours later, the money had been taken back out of his account as a fraudulent transaction.
No.
So he'd lost the watch.
And I had no money.
The box, the papers, he had no money. He also had no record of the serial number of the watch. So he couldn't even report the goddamn thing as stolen. He hadn't. These are all things that we've advised people about before. I mean, thankfully, we've got Digital Watch Vault coming soon. I'll give that a plug. So you will be able to, keep your details, photographs, everything safely on a blockchain-based platform. But let's put that to one side for a minute. He hadn't kept a record of those things. Anyway, he contacted me in a real state. His wife was beside herself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because these people could not afford to lose that money.
But also, to get, and you let them into your heart. It's hard,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
So you're not then just.
They've been to their home and befriended them. Basically.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't just lost the money and the watch, which is awful. There's going to be a piece of you that they've taken as well. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so they said, look. We've been looking around on the internet and we found, that you seem to be specialising in this sort of thing. It's a shame we hadn't seen some of your videos before. What would you suggest we do? So he ran through the story with me, Kaylee, and I'm afraid it's an old scam that I actually blame the banks for as well. And what these people have done is they paid a cheque into their account. This is why it took a couple of days. They went away, viewed the watch, paid a cheque into their account, and they used the reference as cleared funds, or cleared. I think it was just cleared, actually. So he's looked on his online banking, seen this money go into his account, and it says cleared. But that's the reference. That's not cleared.
No, it doesn't mean. No.
So he'd released the watch. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I contacted the bank on his behalf. He gave his bank permission to speak to me. I contacted the bank. Been through a lot of backwards and forwards, and they got their money back today.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel like that deserves a clap.
Got their money back. So
I
was halfway to BQ.
No, that's
and the phone rang.
Amazing.
Yeah, the phone rang and they got their money back in full.
No, that's
absolutely
so. Do you know
delighted.
what? And to them scammers who think they've done that,
up yours.
You're nowhere.
Yeah.
You've got a watch, but
Yeah.
These people have something.
They've got their
They're
money
not
back.
left
Yeah.
with nothing.
Exactly.
Oh no, I really
So
I like that.
I was in the car driving over, punching the air because that's exactly
that's
the
what you
want to
hear. That's the ending you want to hear as well.
That's the ending you want. Yeah.
And it's really good that you could help them. I feel like it's nice that they came to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were, you said, beside themselves, but it's nice that they came to you and then you gave them and got them the resolution that actually they should have, right?
Yeah, they want me to. I think they live down in Rye somewhere, which is actually not that far from me. They've invited me out. They want to take me out for dinner, but I said to them, look, just get on with your lives, put it behind you.
Be careful from just
be
don't
careful.
ever. Yeah, I agree.
And look, you got your money back. That's the main thing, and let it be a lesson. But I'm just the only part. There's two things that annoy me, and the first one is that I wish that more people would see these videos that I make, so that it didn't bloody happen in the first place.
I know.
And the second thing that still wrangles with me is that those people have still got that watch with the box, with the papers, and no one can report it stolen because he can't remember. He doesn't know the serial number. So please, guys, put your paperwork separate from your watches. And
also always keep a record of it. Whether it's just a photo on your phone, like it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Joe? Exactly. If only there was somewhere to store that sort of information. Digital watch vault coming soon.
That's such a good ending. I'm really glad.
Nice ending.
Yeah, I really like that.
They haven't always got good endings.
They haven't, unfortunately, but it's nice that this one actually does, right?
Yeah, you can battle the banks. Sometimes, look, it's not the first time, Kaylee, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think the tip here from me with this one is that the bank allowed these people to use a payment reference of cleared.
Yeah. And that shouldn't have happened anyway.
That is so obvious. Any bank you should not be able to use, because when you make a payment, it says reference.
Yeah.
Now, I usually use my name, Thorpe.
Or if it's for something, say like lashes, or something I put lashes, just Kaylee lashes, like with my name.
Exactly.
Right?
So they know who you are.
Exactly.
Who you're such a girl, aren't you? Who would put cleared or cleared funds? Only a scammer, right?
Yeah. And the banks, I feel like it's hard because everyone wants someone to blame, right? But they should know this by now. Like we're into 2023.
Look, Kaylee, in a world where I don't know about you, but when I use my card now, contactless, every fifth time I have to put my PIN in.
Do you?
Yeah, every fifth time.
That's interesting.
Now I don't mind that at all because it means if I lose my card and someone finds it, they're going to get a maximum of 4 goes with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Now, when they've got all that sort of thing perfectly sussed and perfectly in place, they've got to stop people from using terms like cleared funds being allowed as a payment reference because it's confusing, it's the worker scammers, and they should stop that.
No, I agree. No, I love that ending. Well, I've actually got some questions to ask you.
Go on.
They're funny. Well, they're not funny questions. They're good questions. After that lovely story. No?
Are they Instagram stories?
No, not yet. Oh, God, look at my bird's nest. Okay, so... Okay, Paul. If you were a watch, what brand and model would you be?
If I was a watch, what brand and model would I be? I'd probably be a G-Shock.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah. Why? Because I don't want to be flash. I want to be useful. I want to be durable. I want to be something that everyone can wear.
Interesting.
And it always works.
Okay.
And it's tough.
I love that. Okay.
Inside and out. There you go.
Durable. If Spencer was a watch, what brand and model would he be and why?
Spencer, blimey. I think Spencer would be a Langer. Langer's on.
Would you?
Very classy. Very classy. Inside. Very classy, very reliable.
Very reliable.
Not perhaps as well known as he should be.
I agree.
But I'm going to go for Langer.
I like that. That's nice. You're on a mission about watch crime, but what seriously do you think has to happen for it all to calm down?
Well, we're only here for an hour. So, look, we're in a big mess, Kaylee. I was listening to the radio in the car on the way up, and they were saying that this is unbelievable. They were saying that in a third of England and Wales last year, in a third of England and Wales, of all the car motorcycle and bike thefts that were reported, there was not one single case solved in a third of England and Wales. That is absolutely frightening.
Yeah, that is frightening. No, that really is.
And that includes car crime. So what they've done is
surely it's easier to find a stolen car than it necessarily is a stolen watch.
they're not investigating. And what they're saying
that's
is
the
the
thing.
vast majority of the public now are doing it themselves. And
are.
gathering the evidence through Ring doorbells and CCTV. The problem is when they take it to the police, they're too busy to investigate. So we are in a huge mess. I think what the government's done over the last few years is decriminalise a lot of what we would call serious crimes. I would call car theft a serious crime.
So would I.
But they pretty much decriminalised it.
I feel like they need their own department that only deals with that, because we all know that the police are rammed off their feet. We get that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a serious crime, like watch, like you said, car, anything like that. And I think actually they need to have their own department that's doing it and looking into it, because otherwise these people are going to be able to get away with it forever.
Absolutely.
Because they know that no one's going to try and stop them, right?
Katie, what we need more police on the street doing an average, everyday policeman's job, even if it's only specials, walking around, having a presence,
something,
being able to investigate low-level crime and leave the big boys to do the big jobs.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree.
Because whilst we talk about, car crime being serious, speaking to it, because I know a lot of police officers in the job that I do now, and I speak to a lot of them, and they're hard-working people. And what they tell me is, well, look, Paul, would you rather us investigate a car crime, or would you rather us investigate, a serious offence against a woman? Then the answer is I'd rather them go.
Of course, that's what I mean about there has to be a department that just does that, because there's departments that do everything else. And bearing in mind, this is now becoming so heightened and more every day, then actually I think it needs to, personally, there needs to be a department that just deals with that. Then listen, they're not going to catch everyone, and we know that, but to catch no one, these people are working hard to be able to buy these things. To then get them stolen, and it's just taken from them, and they don't really get an answer. It's just...
And this is the problem, Katie, because, when we're going back to the viewer's original question, when we look at things like, car crime being ignored or almost decriminalised, if you like, what chance have we got as watch owners? Because,
well, that's the thing, right?
Cars are going to be deemed as being a lot more important than watches.
Well, in my opinion, I think they're easier to find.
Well, they are, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And if they can't catch at least a percentage of people that are doing that, unfortunately.
I think, to be fair, playing devil's advocate, it's not they can't catch them, Katie. They haven't got the resources to go and catch them.
That's what I mean.
That's the thing. They're too busy doing...
And also how many there are per day. Yeah. They just have, like you said, they haven't got, doesn't...
Yeah,
that's why I personally think there should be a special, like a group.
Put Spencer in charge. He'd sort it out, wouldn't he?
Sort it out in 2 seconds.
He'd be out there in
seconds.
What's next? What's the next question? Anything else you got there?
What do you think of the current watch market and pricing?
I like it.
Same.
I like it a lot better than I did a year ago.
Yeah, nice.
Because I can really, genuinely, with my hand on my heart now, start to talk watches up again. Whereas, in the past, look, I've always say it again, I've never been a supporter or a believer, particularly in paying some of those prices. But if you want to be in the game, you've got to pay.
Last year, you had to. If you wanted to be in that game, you had to pay. You had to.
You had to. I was talking to someone the other day who's lost about 20 grand on a value of a watch. And I said, does that bother you? And he said, no. And the reason it doesn't bother me is because I wanted the watch. I knew what I was doing. I went into it with my eyes wide open.
You weren't blindfolded.
Yeah.
You knew that if you wanted that watch at that time, that's what you had to pay. And you knew that there was a possibility that it was going to come down.
Yeah.
Could have went up, but it could have come down.
I think that's the right attitude. I
agree.
I think that's the right attitude. Personally, Kaylee, I've got to be honest with you, I haven't really bought much myself for a very long time because I'm a bit old, too old in the tooth to be paying super duper over list prices,
That actually leads on to another question. Are there any watch brands that excite you personally?
I think a lot of them. Do you know something? Some of the brands that I saw at the BQ show the other week, I mean, I'm not going to say they excited me as such, but what they did, they opened my eyes to look at other watch brands that I wouldn't normally be looking at.
I think it done that for a lot of people, actually, which was really good.
Yeah.
And actually, it was nice for us as well to see other brands. You know what I mean? And we see all these high-end brands every day and everything like that. So it was nice for us to see these other brands and give them some appreciation and actually be like, do you know what? That's so nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice for us.
What excites me, I would have to say, look, I think AP, my favourite brand has always been, but I think they've been bringing out for me too many watches recently.
I mean, they are constant, no?
MB&F excite me.
Yep.
Love MB&F.
Very different.
Yeah, I want to own an MB&F before I go to the great watch retailer in the sky one day. Tudor. I'm loving what Tudor are doing. I think they've really reinvented themselves. And without saying I told you so, 4 years ago now, I said that I believe that Rolex were going to go down a route of looking for the elite buyers. And I think that's what they've done. And that they would move Tudor up in reserve to take over their place as the watch that a lot of working class people, middle class people aspire to.
Right?
More affordable.
Yeah,
but
and you're more likely to get one, unfortunately, than you are Rolex. Yeah,
I mean, if you're out there hankering after a Rolex, but you just basically aren't going to get one at list, and you don't want to pay the grey market watches, I would urge you strongly to go and have a look at the Tudor range.
Yeah,
try them on. Come down to BQ. You got a load of. I mean, and the good news is most of them they're going to be quite a bit under list, right?
Or around list. Yeah.
So it's not like you're
not paying the Rolex prices.
You're not paying the Rolex premiums, are you?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know which other brand I'm really enjoying at the minute? Cartier, for some reason.
Yeah.
I feel like they're really coming up.
Always beautiful for me. Personally, too small and a bit too dressy. I like a bit of a man's watch.
Yeah, I get you.
They're a bit dressy and a bit sort of like, I'm a bit rough and ready for a Cartier. That's the way I feel, the way I look. So,
yeah.
But I appreciate the beauty. Same with Langer. I mean, look, I couldn't wear a Langer or an FP Jour, and it just looked stupid on me.
But they're stunning.
But beautiful things.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Have you got any watches that you're interested in at the minute? Any that you're thinking soon, or you just when one catches your eye?
Well, I spoke to the lady at Amiga the other day.
Oh yeah.
And what I've got to say, what a completely different attitude to another brand that we could talk about.
Yeah.
Warm, welcoming, nice, not trying to sell me anything, just saying, look, this is potentially coming in. Do you want to come and have a look? You can do a little bit of filming. This is in an authorised dealer.
Yeah, normally you get told no.
The other buggers won't even let me through the door.
Ridiculous.
So when I say they won't let me through the door, they will, but I'm not welcome.
No,
it's pretty obvious.
They'll let you in begrudgingly.
Yeah. And I think there might be a new Pro Prof, so that's going to interest me.
Yeah, you love that.
I would like to buy myself another Speedy.
Okay.
I've got the Snoopy.
Yeah.
But I don't wear it. I know that's wrong, but I don't. It's just there.
Yeah.
Away. So I might fancy buying myself a Speedmaster, but I want a Moonface.
Okay.
Yeah. I know you guys have got a couple, but it's just coming to terms with parting with that amount of money for an Amiga.
I get that. I do, yeah.
That's the truth.
Paul, would you fancy a Panerai if you like big watches?
Like Panerai, I've said this before, unfortunately, they don't quite sit on my wrist very well.
Oh, do they not?
No, for some reason. I don't know whether my wrist is a little bit oval. Okay. They're very flat on the back. They are,
and they're quite. Yeah, they are. They haven't really got a.
And it just sits like a top on my wrist. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and you can't, as much as you like them, you don't want to be uncomfy.
No,
right?
I mean, I like the Submersible, lovely watch.
Yeah.
But
some of them, the one. Not really. I like Panerais, but the one that we've got in that I love is the green one. Don't know why.
Is that a radio mirror?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all lovely, to be fair. Look, do you know something? Years ago, some of the watches used to be cheap and cheerful. And that was it. And the expensive watches were expensive and beautiful. But now some of the watches are also very beautiful and very well made.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's nice to see how it's like they're all coming. Do you know what I mean? Coming together.
Yeah, you got so much choice now. So much choice.
And there's so much competition now, which is nice.
I just, again, advice would be, not to rush into things. Get out there, have a good look round, take your time.
But don't rush. Like, if you see something you like, This is something I've always been told. If you see something you like and you want to buy it there and then, go away.
Go home, yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
If you're still thinking about it in the morning or in 2 days' time,
Kaylee,
then you know that you actually really want it and you're not just...
Round of applause. I think that is bang on. That is... You've not been watching my videos, have you?
No, my mum has always told me
that. Your mum is spot on. A couple of old timers see. But that is a great bit of advice. Now, I'm going to ask you something now from a customer's viewpoint, because this is what would be very important from my viewpoint.
Okay.
If I was one of the guys watching now.
Okay.
I want to buy a watch.
Yep.
I'm not sure what I want.
Okay.
I'm not even sure that I want to spend my money today.
Okay.
Am I going to be welcoming to BQ and get one of you guys to spend an hour with me going through maybe 6, 8, 10 watches that I kind of think I like? I'm not sure. Open to suggestions. You guys okay with that?
Yeah, of course. We're here. Do you know what I mean? That's how we're different
That's the important part.
To an authorised dealer.
Yeah. We're
here to help you decide, hopefully, and you do buy a watch from us. If you don't, you don't. It's not... Do you know what I mean? This is
good. You know what I think this is, right? This is like a bit of shop talk now, right? But this is good. This is, for me, good dealer secret. And what that good dealer secret is, actually, the more time you're prepared to invest in your customers, the more money they'll be prepared to invest in you.
But also, I feel like people realise that if you're like, yeah, don't worry, come in. You've got an appointment, don't worry, come in, sit down. This is what you want to see, that's fine. And they don't buy anything. They'll end up walking away and being like, they just treated me like I was buying something and I didn't.
Yeah.
And end up coming back because they're like, the service was, I was being treated as if I was about to spend 20 grand.
And there is nothing
and I walked
better.
Away with nothing.
There is no better feeling, I think, than going to a retailer, a high-end retailer. Let's face it, that's what you are. You're a blue-chip retailer, right? I think there's no better feeling for the public. And this is one of the things that I fight for on my channel. I want everyone to be treated with respect, whether they're going to buy a £150 Timex or 150 grand Patek.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
You know, we're all watch people at different levels, different financial abilities. And I want to see everyone being treated with the same respect. And that is always, I think, one of the things that's been missing for a fair time now. With some ADs, some brands that could just perhaps do a little bit better on the customer service front.
Yeah, of course, because I think you've also got to remember this amount of money it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
People, some people can go out, wake up, be like, I want to go and buy a watch today. But for other people, they wake up and they go, I really do, or they've been thinking about it for months, like I really want to treat myself. It's a big decision to go and spend thousands of pounds on a watch. Do you know what I mean? You've got to respect that from people as well. Yeah,
I'm just trying to read some of the comments here. Right, okay, yeah. Josh says the vintage shopping Burns Arcade could learn the lesson. Yeah, I mean, look, far be it from me to defend anyone that is not as friendly as I'm suggesting. Look, at the end of the day, they have their businesses to run and they do it the way that they choose to do it. Personally, my way was always to be as welcoming. Do you know what, Kaylee? In some cases, I would go out of my way to be even more welcoming to someone that wasn't going to spend money. Because in doing that, you're proving to that person the integrity of your business.
100%, I agree. I agree with you. I agree.
And I would say that anyone that wants to go down to BQ, just, take your time, get one of the guys to show you some watches, and maybe even some that you didn't even think you liked or knew about.
Yeah.
Go home, sleep on it, and then pull the trigger.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Well, that's a good.
And if you do
question.
pull the trigger, make sure it's aimed at Spencer.
Okay, shall we go through the questions from Instagram?
Yeah, let's have a look.
What's a fair price for a Rolex Daytona Panda?
Matthew Frosty. Kaylee, you're the one for that.
It all depends on the year. But if you're saying like 2023-ish, probably around 28, 29 at the minute.
Right. So they're still up there. But they've come back quite a bit.
Well, they were at 40, but I mean, they're still at 30.
Yeah.
Between 28 and 30. So, it's still, that's what I think personally.
Thank you, Matthew.
Paul, you seem to have slowed down with your watch buying. Anything in your sights?
Well, it's kind of
Like you
been
just
through
said
that,
it,
haven't I?
yeah.
Really, yeah. Not really at the moment. You know, maybe
But when
a
something
Ploprof,
takes your eye,
maybe a Ploprof,
yeah.
maybe a Speedmaster. But Spencer, I have to say, I really hate to say it, but he's got one of these in gold that I've got my eye on, and I'm trying to avoid looking at it because I know that if I do,
I know you couldn't even get to see it today either.
No.
Which is maybe actually quite good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Save myself some money.
Oh. James Nahav.
This is what happens when they got these 10-inch fingernails, you see.
Hi, Paul. Nice shirt. Are you the Thorpe from Kindler and Thorpe.com?
I am indeed.
What is that?
Kindler and Thorpe is a watch brand. When I say a watch brand, it's a watch company that I was the founder of back in about, I think, 2010-ish.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of Kindler and Thorpe, Google Kindler and Thorpe watches. I hired the best engravers in the world, hand engravers, masters of their art. They worked for companies like Purdy, who engraved the shotguns, etc. People like Marcus Hunt, Joanne Roll, top engravers, and I would take the very highest end watches and engrave them to like you wouldn't believe. James,
wow.
Can you possibly get a Kindler and Thorpe watch up on somewhere, and we'll have a look at one?
Okay, while James is getting that up, that's quite interesting, Paul.
I sold that company to a Japanese company in about 2015.
Did you? That's really... Learn something new every day, let me tell you. Oh. Oh my
Okay,
God, wow.
So these are just a couple of examples. These aren't like tacky engravings. Some of them can take 500 hours of hand engraving.
Oh my God.
Now
oh my God, they're so cool.
Yeah, that's all actually as the best hand engraving that you will ever find. Yeah, beautiful, aren't they?
No,
and everyone
so
is totally
cool.
unique. And the ethos behind it is that look, I'm a big lover of history. Very, very much into my antique objects and historical items. And I used to walk up and down Portobello Road in London and look around the antique arcades, and I used to find things that were 100, 200 years old, and I'd think, blimey, you look at someone put all that work into that. That person had left a legacy.
Yeah. You wanted to leave a legacy.
Yeah, I wanted to leave a watch legacy. Someone will be holding one of these watches in 100 years and reading out my name.
They're amazing.
That Oyster Perpetual there, that was the first one that we ever did. That was almost...
Really?
Go on to that Las Vegas one. Look at this. Look.
Oh, wow.
That's a Panerai. Go to the bottom one, James. That one. Okay, this was one of my own designs. This is a Trafalgar Panerai. Okay, look at the engraving there. That is off the transom of HMS Victory. And the flags, the ensigns around the bezel reads, England expects every man will do their duty.
Oh, my God.
That took about let me think. That was about 200 hours of hand engraving.
Wow. They're amazing. Wow.
So there you go. There's your answer. It's a long one.
Love that.
Ian Nicholson, you need to do another meet up in Portobello Road. Yeah, I should. I love it. I love doing that.
What's your summer plans, Paul?
My summer plans, Paul, to get some rest after we finally launched Digital Watch Vault. Because at the moment, I am working from... My day starts about 5 o'clock, Kaylee, because all my partners are in America. Yeah,
that's hard. It's not like you start UK.
Yeah.
But it will be worth it in the end, Paul. It's all you've got to think.
Please God, yeah, it'll be worth it.
It will all be worth it. Why do you not like 116622?
Is that me or you?
Well, I never said I didn't like it.
Neither did I.
So, unsure. I'm so sorry. I never said I didn't like it.
That must
nor
have
did
been
Paul.
Spencer or something.
Had to be Spencer.
No.
Sorry, he's not here. Why is there so much hype on a Daytona Panda? Probably because you can't get it.
I think people always want what they can't have.
Always.
You know?
To be told there's a 10-year waiting list for something that you want, it makes you want it more. It's
very
just
clever,
it's the way of life,
clever.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very, very clever. I think it's a good question, though, Matthew. I don't really, myself, personally understand the hype.
Yeah, I know. I do get what you mean. Like it's
a nice looking watch,
it's nice,
but it's not. It doesn't
but is
blow
it
my
worth?
mind.
But is it worth the 10-year wait? That's what you kind of. I like it, but would I wait 10 years for it?
No, I've told you guys
I could.
before anyway. You know, if Rolex want the answer out to solve all this, I have the answer. But it means that it means you just got to change the whole system. You've got to change the whole system.
Always change the game. And the last one is Paul. Will 126600 get the due credit in time, or will it always be under the radar?
I think eventually it will get the credit it's due, but I think for the foreseeable future, it is still going to go slightly under the radar. I think you're probably going to have to wait another, maybe, my guess for that watch is 10 years. I think you're going to have to wait before we see a real increase.
Yeah. I mean, they're popular, but they are very under the radar.
Yeah.
Very under the radar, unfortunately. Well...
one there from Ben. What's my favourite IWC big pilot? The proper big pilot.
Yeah.
The one that Alex Foti wears that he refuses to sell to me cheap. Alex, if you're watching,
sell it to him.
Sell it to me. No, seriously, the one Alex wears is bang on the money. It's perfect.
Yeah, Daytona is the king of Rolex. It is, but again, is it still worth a 10-year waiting list?
Yeah, see, for me, I think if you're talking sports models, I suppose it is. But then for me, really, one of the kings of Rolex for me has always been a day date.
Yep. Yeah.
If you're talking dress watches, the day date is when I was younger. Did I yearn to own a Daytona? Not really. Did
Maybe
I yearn to own a day date?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Back in the day, if you bought yourself a Rolex day date, you were the dogs.
If you had a Daytona, it was a meh. But if you had a day date, it's a completely different story.
Gold watch, gold Rolex. Yeah. Wow, it was some statement.
Wow.
Dingo Dave says, thankfully, he despises watches.
Well, that's
actually, Dave, that's a compliment because you must be enjoying the company.
Yeah. So. Make sure you upvote.
Oh dear.
Paul, it's been so nice having you on.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. I hope we've done a suitable replacement.
I know,
job.
It's been really fun and nice.
Thanks for your. Where is it? Cheers, Gav. Thanks
cheers.
for your.
We really did throw everything out the window. I promise you, Gav had so much lined up, and
that was Kaylee's idea.
That was my idea. Sorry.
Right, love you all, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Do you want to do the outro?
Oh yeah, okay. If you make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time. Bye.
See you later, guys. Take care.